Well, if you bear with me for a minute or two, I'll teach you about how this guy's got himself absolutely bitch slapped and been knocked up and been deliberately knocked up and been he's had his emotional state changed, and let's say if he doesn't see what's being played on him, there's no hope for this guy, and he should just shut the fuck up about everything right now and quit. This should be his last performance. Roger Waters should calmly, if at all possible, walk away from engaging if this is where he fucking sits, because the guy's a loser. He's a loser. You know why I call him a loser? Well, I'll make a case for Roger Waters being a loser. He's been attacked in the media with what would be the bluntest weapon delivered by the biggest clown, and then it's been picked up and run with by the media, who've got a vested interest in making him react or look at any kind of idiot they want. So what you've got it is likely a small nucleus of people have decided, let's have a run at this guy. He's this old rock music guy. We don't know quite who he is, but does that matter? That makes the attack more hurtful, more insulting, that the people having a go at him haven't even any idea what his position is on any of these topics that they're attacking him on. That makes it all the better. So when others pick up on this, they look at it and say, oh God, this is a blunt instrument. This suits us too, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Shall we run with this blunt instrument too? So they do, because it suits them too. And it's like, what's Roger Waters good at? Or what was he good at up until they pulled this stunt? It's like, well, he was willing to have a word of sense about the COVID. He was willing to have a word of sense about the war, wasn't he? So it's like, to bring him down or to send him a bit doolally might put him out of action, might take him off the board, might drag him into bullshit land. And it worked. It worked absolutely perfectly. You've got him now trying to defend charges of anti-Semitism when they're absurd, but he's still trying to defend them because they've managed to hurt him. Even though you can't really make the case, because he's one of these guys who splits, but he's also one of these guys who believes in boogeymen. So when he asks himself this question, listen to this. This guy's a fucking loser. We give him a chance. He's a fucking loser. Listen.
He has been performing one way or another and made films of for 40 fucking years. And suddenly now you're all going, oh, it's anti-Semitic, it's this, it's that, the other. Why now? Well, I know the answer. And if anybody would listen to me, and you are listening to me,
this is the problem people do. Listen to his fucking answer.
I'll tell you the answer. The Israeli government sees me as an existential threat to their settler, colonialist, racist apartheid regime. That is why now. And they've done everything that they can think of to discredit me.
Well, no, they haven't. So this right. So what I'm pointing out getting at is this guy's a loser. Why? Because he just disappeared up his own arse. Is he really an existential threat to the Israeli government? No. Do they think he's an existential threat? Well, if they did, that would be a problem for them, wouldn't it? As to, really? It's like this guy's been active in that political sphere for 40 years, hasn't brought about any kind of change. He could be seen to be part of the furniture, part of the equilibrium, someone else who makes money out of it. Nobody's interested in ending that scuffle over there as long as there's people like him raising money for the rebel side. He's an important part of why that system works. He's a friend to Israel. But he makes a demon of them. And it's like, if you can't see past that, when the straight up of it is, who's come at him? The woke left have come at him deliberately, and it's not out of any sense of shock or annoyance, it's that they've ran at him with the weapon that will hurt him the most, knowing he will immediately disappear up his own arse and run back to mummy, blame everything on the Israelis who will deny everything. You fucking buffoon. What a loser. Everything, if you were going to put fingerprints on the moves that have been made against him recently, right, they would have CIA attached to them. CIA. It would be Operation Mockingbird, as to where keep your eye out for anything you can use against this guy. He's on our list. You know, it's like he's on. He's actually been placed on like Ukrainian death lists, and they've let it be known that Zelensky's named him as a dangerous enemy propagandist. And then the next thing you know, they're coming at him with blunt weapons. It's like, to me, it's so fucking simple as to what just happened to you, mate. It's like the old White House gang have decided to come at you, and they've come at you with a blunt weapon, and it worked. Because now you're off into fucking Israeli government la la land. Israeli government la la land never did shit to save the fucking world from anyone. Israeli government la la land thinking is what is the perpetual motion and half of the state of equilibrium that makes everybody a lot of money in Israel. And those who matter do quite well out of it on the other side as well. It's to take the real world out of the picture and make it all about fucking spooks and rumours and spying and espionage, and that's the way the Israelis love it, because as long as they've got that illusion of strength, no one's wanting to play games with them. And he helps maintain that, and he just put out a great big advert for Mossad and their ability to have their name mentioned and muddy the fucking water. Well done, Roger Waters. You've muddied the fucking water. You, sir, are a loser. You immediately think of yourself and your own eternal enemies when the people who've come after you are right in your face and active and are trying to put the silencers on you now because you've appeared on some kind of cancellation list because you've spoken out against the war. And if you don't see that directly and you go on this fucking flight of fancy talking about the unfortunate circumstances of your childhood without a father who signed up for the big one, as he does, it's deep in his heart, he can't get away from that, he's made a life of living there. So of course he's weak. You rush at him with a fucking like a blunt pig spear run by a load of fucking morons. It might be a cheap and meaningless attack, but it fucking hurts him. Runs back to mama. Becomes a fucking conspiracy theory prick when it's real obvious who's got after him.
And try and destroy my career, and if possible, destroy me and my family. So that is what.
But he's ineffectual against the Israeli government. Ineffectual. They benefit the most from guys like him. His rebellion is part of the system. His rebellion is part of the fundraising efforts. He's part of it. He's part. He doesn't know. He's like probably an unwitting piece of this, but it's his narcissism that makes him think that. It makes him see it like that, and it makes it all about him. He's a fucking loser. He should go straight. He should have taken this and stuck it straight in Biden's face and said, "You're coming after me because I've been effective talking about this stupid fucking war you're fighting." If he had half a brain to think further than his fucking broken heart, he might have done that, but no. It's like this guy is a loser. It's like, how old is this? This is from like yesterday. It's like he's going to get his head straight right now, and if he's going to start blaming phantoms for his problems when his enemies are staring him in the fucking face, it's like, leave the game, retire, get off the board because you're too crazy for this war. How simple would it be to just pick out a patsy who's on the up, decide that his tweet is the big tweet, make a story of it, and run one right through Roger Waters with the backing of the New York Times and the fucking Guardian and the BBC and the Israeli government. Fuck. Israeli government, you know, friends to no one really. As soon as people reach for that, we are in cloud cuckoo land, and then suddenly the mind of the enemy becomes unknowable, and those who are really pulling strings and fucking with people, they get to carry on doing it endlessly while we're in crazy Jew fucking magic wonderland. Stop it.